What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in Wrestling, THS Wrestling. We hope everybody had a good end of the spooky season, if you will. Apparently, the spooky season might not be over on our end. We'll get to that in a moment here. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, YouTube.com/that hashtag show TV, Twitch.tv/that hashtag show, and Instagram.com/THS.wrestling. Will and E, what's up? Matthew, what's going on? Hope you guys had a good weekend. It's winding down here. We're going to talk about AEW. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to talk about... You're Godzilla. That's great.
No,
right?
I'm actually the dragon from Game of Thrones. You know.
Oh.
Work's been hard. You know. Since they killed my queen.
Oh.
So
that was sad.
Here I am. You know.
Here you are.
Trying to make a living, guys.
That's fine. I mean, I get it.
You got what you deserve.
You just got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So I am joined by not a man, but a dragon, Neeson. Hello, sir.
How you guys doing?
Good. I am also joined by today, Justice for Cameron Grimes, Johnny P313.
Justice for Cameron. Goddamn zombies robbed him.
Ken, what's up? Kat, what's going on? Guys, we got a lot to talk about today, but before we get to all of that, we would like to remind you of our nice little sponsors here. Boop, there they are. Death Wish Coffee. DeathWishCoffee.com, promo code #show at checkout, 10% off. We appreciate them. It is the strongest coffee in the universe.
Wait, John, would you say that it's a strong ass dragon's breath?
Oh, yes. I would say
that is a good one, but I disagree. My breath is pretty strong. You know, I spit hot fire. Hot fire, I do spit. Some may call me Dylon.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Hey, where do you rank yourself?
Dragon, and dragon.
Oh, nice. There we go.
As a quick reminder, Dave Chappelle show just dropped on Netflix.
Yes.
So support Dave Chappelle. Give him more money.
I mean, or, you know, if you're just like the dragon here, you had the DVDs. You're just that old school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, so this entire week I've been stewing about something that's kind of been bothering me. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about AEW and their 1-year anniversary, and we all gave them a grade. And I think the first thing I said was I give them a B+, but they really need to improve on their women's division. And full disclosure, even further back, we had someone come in the chat and tell us, like, why are you not critical of AEW? Why are you always bashing WWE? And if that person's still around, I can't remember if we actually kick-banned them or not, but you're in luck because I'm about to shit all over All Elite Wrestling for the next 5 minutes. So I think after the show, I told you guys I was really upset that I didn't watch Halloween Havoc live because AEW show was disappointing. There it is. Look at that. We'll get to it. AEW show was pretty disappointing. There were a couple of good matches here or there, but there were like 2 or 3 points that I want to touch on. And the main point is AEW doesn't give a fuck about their women's division, and it shows greatly. It is disgusting. When they started the company, they told us, look at all, our women's division's going to be great. It'll be like our cruiserweight division. Everyone will be talking about our women's division. Well, it's kind of hard to talk about your women's division when there's only one match on the card every single time. Now, people might say, well, John, what about AEW Dark? Nobody gives a fuck about AEW Dark. I don't give a shit about it. I look at it every week. I go, oh, hey, there's 15 matches on this card. That's great. And then I just shove it aside because I don't give a fuck about it. And if they're going to shove women's matches on there, that's even worse. Because if we're trying to highlight our women's division, it should be on national television. It shouldn't be on fucking YouTube. And another thing, I went back. I did more research and spent more time than AEW does on their actual women's division. I went through every single fucking Dynamite card from the first card to the card that happened last week. And would anyone like to take a guess how many times there were more than one women's match on the show?
One.
None.
You're damn close. 2 times. 2 fucking
shit.
times.
2 times.
What are we doing? And those 2 times, the second match was under 3 minutes, and it was a squash match. And you know what? That's pretty just shitty in general. And look, I get we're in a pandemic, but I mean, every week you show your crowd, you show your superstars you there. You have more than 2 women there. You have more than Hikaru Shida and fucking whoever the fuck, because that's what this division is. It's Hikaru Shida and then whoever they decide Hikaru Shida is going to face. She ran through the entire division, and then they were like, I don't know, Thunder Rosa, and then Thunder Rosa came in. She lost, and now she's gone. And she's probably going to NXT because she saw there's nothing for me here. Like there's no room to grow here. At least NXT and WWE have a women's division that actually they care about. And look, I know WWE is silly shit constantly. For a while it's just been like women can't be friends, and that's every storyline. But at least it's not one women's match and then maybe like you have Penelope Cruz on camera who doesn't say a fucking word in any segment, and it's just Miro and Kip talking the entire time, and she's just like boop boop boop, like she forgot how to fucking talk. So here's the thing that really pisses me off. We have a pay-per-view coming up on Saturday, Full Gear. This is how they give us our women's title match. Let's go back to Alex Marvez, the most useless man in fucking professional wrestling, and let's have him go, hey, Hikaru Shida, Nyla Rose says that she wants to fight you. And then what do you think about that? And Hikaru Shida takes the mic and goes, I'll fight you anywhere, anytime. Segment ends. It's a 10-minute segment to set up the only women's match on the entire card. And you know what happened after that? A fucking squash match with the guy who used to throw his 10 hands up. Fucking useless bullshit. He comes out, does a squash match. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck about him. Put him on Dark. What has he done? He's done absolutely nothing. It's absolutely insane that we only have one women's match in the company that told us they were going to make a difference. They need to do better. They need to do fucking better. And I mean, if anybody here has anything to say about it, because chat's real fucking quiet. Does anybody have anything to add to that? Because I can't believe I wasted 45 minutes looking to see how many matches they had on each card, and it was one, and then when it was 2, the second match was under 2 minutes. And, hold on, one more thing. Nyla Rose, where did she come from? She's just been on Dark. Has she been on Dynamite once? And she's like, well, I'm sick. I'm the first ranked. Here I am now. They are absolutely lost. They have no idea what they're doing, and it shows. And I mean, you have Anna Jay, who's there every week. You have Tay Conte, who's there every week. You have Ivelisse. You have Diamante. You have a million. Fuck, you have Brandy Rose there. Or put her out. Put Brandy Rhodes out there to wrestle a match. And you have Allie, who doesn't even wrestle, which is absolutely insane to me. What are we doing here?
Coming from a kingdom where the king was a queen, I feel very misled and disrespected by AEW's choices of how they use their women's wrestlers as well. It's something that we've been speaking about, and also I think it made it even more worse when how do you have a private woman subscription for X amount of money and you decide to promote it via the only women's match that you had on the show, but you don't give women the actual time and character development on your show? See, back on my show, the woman was the lead on our show. You seen that from season 1. I was the homie. She birthed me and like she raised me. This is why I am the way I am now. She sacrificed it for her love. Yeah. She left her kid. Yeah. But look at where I'm at now. This is what happens when you actually dedicate time to character development. And I just think that AEW having the resources and then promising us the most inclusive and all the things of the division. I can't think of the other word right now because it's not in my vernacular as a dragon, but it's the most inclusive division. You ramshack pause and destroy Sunny Kiss last week, and then you have this 20-30 minute match with Pentagon. I don't understand what's going on because you go ahead and run through. We're thinking that Kenny Omega's going to run through this thing being a cleaner, but no, he actually has trouble beating Pentagon. So what were you saying? Sunny Kiss wasn't good enough and only good enough to be squashed by Kenny Omega? Huh. That's interesting because Sunny Kiss was the leader of this whole like inclusive thing along with Nia Rose. But apparently only Nia Rose gets the chance to go at a title match because they only have 3 women in the women's division.
Johnny, before we get to you, I just want to talk to Ryan in the comments. Ryan, as soon as we're done with this, it won't be long because me being from the Bay Area, I remember in 2006, I was listening to the San Francisco Giants radio station after the A's clinched the division, and they said, the host said, a lot of people are calling about the Giants, but the Giants sucked and didn't make the playoffs. We're talking about the A's. So AEW sucks right now. So we're going to move on to NXT in a minute, but we have one other thing that we got to talk about. And Matthew brings up a great point. Impact Wrestling bringing back their knockout tag team titles.
Oh, you mean they're bringing back titles and they didn't have a tournament that they promoted on YouTube for women's tag team and then didn't actually give them time or give them a tag team title or anything? It was just for the fucks of it.
And I'll say right now, if I was a women's professional wrestler and AEW was like, we want to sign you, I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Decaris.
Goddess. So Ryan, we will get Halloween Havoc was an amazing show. We're gonna get to it, I promise you, and we're gonna spend a lot of time on it. There's one other thing I want to talk about, and I want to get past AEW. Oh, Parker, go. Sorry, my bad.
You good? No worries. So here's the thing. I agree with everything you're saying. You're absolutely right. AEW has done a horrendous job, and they came out the door promising diversity. And the thing about it is, though, there's nothing worse than when you promise diversity to get views and get ratings and whatnot, because diversity is actually tied to opportunities for people, and those are economic opportunities that those people need and should be entitled to. Now, the only thing that I want to ask a question is, that I'm interested in looking into as well, is that I agree AEW is doing this, but I honestly kind of feel like WWE, SmackDown, and Raw is doing this to a certain degree as well. Like, I haven't thought of the facts, but I got a feeling for it, and I like to go back and check, because like when I watched Raw this Monday night, I'm like, this show's 3 hours long. How do I get only one women's fucking match? And to like Ryan's point, chanting NXT's fucking dope because we got 2 women's matches on that card. We had one for the title and one because of a feud that was going on, and that's fucking dope. They used their women well, and you still had Shotzi involved doing things here and there. And so again, they're making strides forward. When I look at SmackDown and Raw, I do got to be critical for these shows to be so long. I want to see a stronger women's presence here. And so again, I feel like there are a lot of times we get like one women's segment backstage, and then that's it. And so again, I'd like to go through and check the stats on that to see how well that company's doing. But you're absolutely right. AEW's dropping the ball.
So, oh man, there was another point that I wanted to bring up, and I completely forgot about it, women-wise, with AEW, and I forgot. Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe we could cut back on CFO Cody's fucking fireworks and maybe throw a fucking match in there because his intro is the most fucking look at me thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
You have a problem with fire?
No, I don't.
Okay. Just making sure.
So we had another segment that just threw me over the edge, and I just like We had this interview where it was two teams that were just like, no, I should be the center of attention. So we had this FTR Young Bucks interview where Excalibur kind of, because he was sitting in the room with the Young Bucks, because I have no idea. This segment was such a fucking waste. At the end of it, the Young Bucks go, no, yeah, you know what? Let's tell them about our stipulation. Our stipulation we're going to do. If we don't beat FTR, we will never challenge for the titles ever again. What the fuck are we doing? We already did this stipulation last year. Why are we doing it again? We just did it with Cody. This isn't a fun stipulation. If you decide you're going to lose, then what are you going to do? This is so dumb. Why don't you just make it a time limit draw? We've had 18 of those. It's I'm just so done. I'm just so done with AEW right now. Eddie Kingston is a bright light for me. I love Eddie Kingston. They have some good talent there, but it's just holy shit. What are we doing? You think I want to see this match again where your stipulation is, this time they'll win, John. This time they'll win. That'll be what happens. Fuck, dude. Just have the match. Have the fucking match. Just have it be a match that is just a match. It doesn't have to have a special stipulation. Just have the match. And don't. Oh God. Oh, Matt. Do you want to tell him our stipulation? I don't know, Matt. I don't know if we should tell him. Fuck, dude. Oh my God. Stop wasting my fucking time. Look at the card. How about Darby Cody round 4? Who fucking cares? I don't give a shit. Give me something new. All right, we're done. I like Turtles. Your new TNT champion. So he can fucking film his black and white bullshit where he falls down a mountain with the TNT title and then he explodes at the end or something. I don't fucking know. And it's art.
Gosh, damn. Wow.
Let's fucking move. Dude, can we move on? Do you guys have shit to say about this? I'm just so pissed off.
I do have something to say about the tag team titles and FTR. I want to ask our family on here. We're family, because we're the. I can't think of the name.
I can't even remember we're the Olive Garden boys. We're the Olive Garden boys.
Because when we're here, we're family. So I want to ask all the family members out there in the chat: is FTR who you thought they were? Is FTR the best tag team in the world? Is FTR what they think they are, the saviors of tag team wrestling and professional wrestling? Because I'll tell you one thing. They have not been interesting since they've been to AEW, and I have not been interested in them since they went to AEW. Now, no, that's no discredit to them. That may be, but it's a myriad, a caveat of things, if you will, right? It's like, if you have I have a hunter, I have a knight, I have a princess, and I got them all in my tower, and I'm sitting here just guarding it all, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm doing. It's a mixture of things of how I can get slayed, right? It's a mixture. The creative at AEW is slaying all of this, and the big knife through the proverbial dragon's heart, not mine, is this stupid ass stipulation. And they could have got to this another way. We just wanted to see they didn't even need the title. They did exactly what WWE does. Oh, it's a big match. It obviously needs a title in the middle of it. So when I asked on Twitter this week, hey, do you guys actually not watch? Do you guys like AEW and dislike WWE? Is that actual thing, or do you just like it because it's not WWE? Because I tell you one thing, AEW is not good. And they're not good, not in the sense of WWE not being good, but they're not good and young. It's like a badass preteen. Not even a teenager, just a preteen, like 11, 12 years old. They're just bad as fuck. Running around the store grabbing shit. Sometimes they grab something you may need. Other times they're grabbing fucking stolen candy and shit and opening up cereal boxes and grabbing tampons. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing wild shit. And you tell them no, and they're just saying no back because that's what they hear all their friends say. All their friends are you AEW marks and that are selling like, no, it's still good. It's still good. It's not. It's not good.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would rather watch NXT UK than AEW.
Oh, NXT UK is dope. Oh shit.
And we'll get to NXT UK at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But Johnny, what do you think of this? What do you think of this nonsense?
Honestly, I think it kind of goes back. Well, one, it starts at the point where we talked about the point where they announced their positions in the company. They kind of should have done that because that kind of like sets you up right there because you get to this WCW type situation where you're like, you don't want to book yourself to win, so you don't come up looking like egotistic or anything like that. But the problem with that is, though, is that the year before you started the company, it was a conversation that Young Bucks, Kenny Omega are the best wrestlers in the world. And now you look after this year, can we still say Young Bucks are the best wrestlers in the tag team in the world? Not the way shit has been going. And that's kind of the problem right there, is that the thing about it is that they're trying not to be egotistical, but they haven't been booking themselves all year the way you should have. Because the good thing about like WWE is that they have managers and people and bookers who are like, oh, you got the juice right now. We're going to book you and put you in front of the fans. We're going to put the belts on you, give you a nice run, give the fans what they want. But that's the thing, though. They're not really giving us what we want because we want to see the Young Bucks in awesome matches. We want to see the Young Bucks with the belt. We want to see Young Bucks versus the Revival. But we've been getting this like half-ass bullshit for this past like 2 months ever since they've debuted. And the thing about it is that they're not actually giving us what we want. And so, yeah, they're just fucking up all around.
I'm going to take offense with one thing that someone just said in chat right now. Even shitty WCW was better than this.
I don't know.
Hey,
man.
WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team titles.
I don't know, man.
They didn't give a fuck. Everybody was just, they're like, sure, let's do Ric Flair versus Shane Douglas. Who gives a shit? Let's just do whatever we want.
I've been watching the past Nitros probably for the last 2 months, just to relive it. And right now I'm in 1998, January 1998. So
Okay.
just after Starrcade, Sting
Right.
just won the title from Hogan. This is bad. It's not good then because
it was bad in 98.
only because listen. The only thing they had was NWO. Mind you, it was so many people in NWO. All you hear is NWO through the whole show. And this is when they did NWO Monday Night Nitro. They took over WCW. They did the NWO. They had the NWO Monday Night Nitros, etc., etc. But this is almost a year and a half after the formation of NWO. And it's the same thing. They literally ran the same like promo as they did for like almost a half a year where JJ Dillon and Eric Bischoff, like JJ Dillon and me done me, Dean and Eric Bischoff and me, like, I own you, Jay Dillon, I own you. And then he'd come out and do, like, I was just like, wow, like we were just so gassed off of NWO that we thought it was good. And I remember Mick Foley talking about it, and Mick Foley said, I knew we would win because, yeah, their top card was good. I mean, he's like, their bottom card was good, but they're like, you know, all the young people like Chris Jericho.
All
like,
the cruiserweights, yeah.
Like, all them were good, but the top of the card was just basically the boys running the asylum, the inmates running the asylum. And that's what it was, man. It was not good. I challenge anybody to go watch those and like be like, oh no, this is a complete, like, this complete show is better than what's on television now. You'll be like, So when he says
I love
AEW is
WCW
worse
with all
than
my heart.
I know you do. I know you do. But it wasn't good. It wasn't. Yeah, no, and I realized I used to watch more WCW and WWF earlier in the night before it got to late 90s.
Yeah.
Also, I realized that 6 o'clock TV, it gets on at 3 p.m. out here. Everybody's like Saturday Night Wrestling. I was like, it was never night for me. It was always daytime. It was after like
3:05.
was after that like little martial art weird show on Fox that came on.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember what that was called.
yeah, I remember this. But yeah, I know we got off topic, but yes, AEW is worse than WWE.
All right, let's talk about NXT now because NXT this week, I was so sad that I didn't watch the show. Like for the first time in a while, I was like, man, I'm really bummed I didn't watch NXT live because it was such a good show. And this was Halloween Havoc, and it was an amazing show. I had a really good time, top to bottom. I'm going to look over here because this is where I have the stats. We had 2 women's matches that went over 10 minutes.
Yep.
And that is awesome.
Yep.
That is very cool. Yes, Ian Neeson is wearing a T-Rex. Well, he is a dragon, but he is he's having some technical difficulties being a dragon right now. It's hard to be a dragon.
He's been mourning. He lost his queen.
So, chat, I want to hear a grade A to F what you guys thought about Halloween Havoc, and then I also want to know what your favorite match was. I had fun with every match. I mean, the only match that I wish was a little longer was Santos Escobar, Jake Atlas, but I get why it wasn't. Didn't need to be. But we start off the show with Gargano regaining the North American Championship. And I just wonder if you guys think... I thought the match was very good, and I'm going to make a weird statement, and I don't know if it's a good statement. Do you think Damian Priest is ready to be in the NXT Championship contenders? I know Finn's gone right now, but Johnny, you could not see him?
No. And the only reason why is because again, Justin for Cameron. But the thing about it is that I don't know who Damian Priest is. That's the thing when it comes down to it. Every time I look down to it, is that I look at Damian Priest and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Are you the rocker? Are you the party guy? Are you both? I don't get who you are. And so that's the reason why. Even during this title run, I was happy for the guy because I'm always happy to see the opportunities. But I was like, I just don't get you. So that's part of the reason why. And I kind of feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I never really connected with him as champion. I was never behind him. Oh, yeah, I want to see this guy win. He's always the face or whatever. But I was like, I never really connected with him. So honestly, that's my reason why. And so that's why I was kind of happy to see Gargano get it. Either Damian Priest can go chase him to try to rebuild his character, or they can take the dude back and kind of workshop a little bit so they can figure out what to do with him.
You know, I will say you do make a very good point. Who is Damian Priest? Because, you know, he was like a nightclub guy, but then they had Max Payne. That's the old WCW reference. They had Max Payne coming out on guitar, and he was like, yeah, I love metal, all of us. And I'm like, I don't really know who this guy is. So I guess that makes sense. But it's like, Neeson, where does Damian Priest go from here?
Just want to say that was my homie Dragon D. Dragon D, yeah, he had to go back. He had to go finish cooking dinner. You know, like I said, he's fitting for himself after his queen died in Game of Thrones. But he left his feather after. Where does Damian Priest go? I think Damian Priest needs one more feud to get what you guys are alluding to. I get who he is now, honestly. After him jumping in the pool, that nightlife stuff connecting. Just him living the life of a club goer, him having multiple interviews talking about it. I think the Archer of Infamy kind of threw people off, but he really is in archery, and that's what he does. And so I just think that kind of, you see the fire, you see Priest, and then you see Archer Infamy. You kind of get confused.
Right.
And I think like Ryan said, Baron Corbin 2.0, you kind of get that vibe, but once you hear him talk and you kind of just look at what the package and basically from the rock star entrance, from the chain and metal stuff, the mesh, you see that this guy's just a heavy metal rock star type of guy. And I think we just need one more match to one more feud to prove that. And we can do that. We can go from there. I think it'll be so. I think he's talented.
I think he's very talented as well. And I huge mark for the Sting gloves. I really like that little tribute. But I want to clarify something with Ryan in chat. Do you mean that as a bad thing? Do you mean Damian Priest is Baron Corbin 2.0 is a bad thing? Because I don't take that as a bad thing because Baron Corbin's straight up the only true heel they have.
Ryan, be careful. They're both Corbinites. They're hardcore Corbinites. Be careful what you say next.
So let us know what you think. I already alluded to. I thought Santos Escobar, Jake Atlas could have been a lot longer, or a little longer, but I don't think it needed to be because it's non-title. No, it's not a bad thing. Okay, thank you, Ryan. We got to talk about this Haunted House of Terror match, you guys. We got to talk about Dexter Loomis versus Cameron Grimes.
Okay, real talk. When y'all saw that, did y'all not think that was Double K for a minute?
Kevin.
Yeah,
it does look like Kevin. Yeah,
dude. I was like, oh, Kevin, what's Kevin doing there? Shout out to Kevin. This match, I mean, I think I liked it. I don't know. It was just very weird because Dexter Loomis obviously is supposed to be portraying kind of like a serial killer character, but also he has zombies that do his bidding now or something. I don't know. So I mean, if we don't know who Damian Priest is, and I know it's Halloween, I get it. Then I don't know who the hell Dexter Loomis is. Is he a necromancer? What's going on? I don't know. But I mean, the Michael P.S. Hayes thing was funny. See, that's funny. He comes out of a creepy van, is just like Bad Streets playing in the background. That's funny. And Cameron Grimes going, "I hate rednecks," was very funny.
Can we just have Can we have Daniel Bryan and Cameron Grimes in a faction together, please?
I would love that.
Like, all I see is Daniel Bryan every time I see him on my screen. Sorry, guys. That's the
It's the ambulance coming to revive all elite wrestling.
The Dragon must hate something.
I know. I need to call him. Think I heard a Tyson pigeon call? Didn't work.
And then we had the Rhea Ripley Raquel Gonzalez match, which I also thought was pretty solid. I love that it got the time. They beat the shit out of each other. I thought that for the most part, I thought, does Dexter Loomis have eyelids? I don't know. It's a good question. I thought this was Raquel Gonzalez's kind of coming out party. I know it was a losing effort, but she looked really good in this match. And damn, like we said, I mean, we haven't even talked about the main event, but NXT's women's division is amazing right now. It's so good. It's so stacked.
It was okay. Like, I liked that match a lot. I thought it was fucking dope, and I was sorry BC didn't get the time. It's my own fan service moment because this whole time about like, oh, who's more powerful? Who's more powerful? Fuck, man. I wanted to see them do a test of strength. I was so hoping they would do that shit. I was just waiting for them to do like, I was just like, please do it. But like, other than that, though, that was my own fan moment I wanted to happen. But other than that, though, that match was like, it was dope, and I was happy to see them get the time.
Then our main event, guys, I think it was... Oh, and we didn't even mention really spin the wheel, make the deal, honestly. I really liked it, but I think always whenever we land on something, I'm like, all right, I guess. I mean, we had the Devil's Playground match, which was basically just falls count anywhere, beat the shit out of people with stuff. But this match, I mean, tables, ladders, and scares, all right, I get it. I thought Io hitting Candice with the arm was pretty funny. But this match was pretty brutal, especially this bump at the end. I hope Candice is okay. It looked like she landed knee first. Woof.
Real talk, when I saw that bump, I was like, Candice LeRae's a fucking thug.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae's a G. Like, she did that one table spot earlier when she did the like neck breaker onto the table, and I'm looking like, damn, for real. And then after that, she goes and does that to the onto the ladder and everything like that. And like I rewatched it a couple times, so I was worried about it because I saw you guys saw a knee thing, but I saw her butt hit it first. We kind of like
butt, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, like fucking shit. Good job. Like, she's a fucking G to me. I'm so proud of her growth. So happy she's getting these opportunities. Like, dude, she's a fucking thug. Like, I'm looking forward to like more of her putting more of these like hardcore situations because it actually worked really well.
Do you think she should have won, or do you think it's too soon? Because we did set up the cheating with this masked Scream guy.
Shame
hold on, Pingo.
You, Matthew. Shame you. Don't you? How dare you doubt the great Cameron Grimes? The great Cameron Grimes would have won that match last night if Dexter, cheating ass Loomis, didn't bring his damn zombie gang, and that's why I want justice for Dexter. For Cameron Grimes, because Cameron goes to have a match, but if Dexter was having some spooky ass house and everything like that, can't fight the man in the ring like he's supposed to. Then he gets there, he's got a zombie cronies jumping out the showers and everything like that, attacking the poor homie. After Cameron Grimes tried to go to the moon, and the only reason why Cameron lost that match is because he forgot his hat at the house. If he had his hat of power, he would have won that match. But guess what? He gets back to the ring. He still fights off a couple zombies. But no. Cheating ass Dexter Loomis has to go ahead and jump him with his zombie bride and shit like that and take down poor Cameron Grimes. But Cameron's going to get his. You ain't see Cameron's going to get his. He's the future of NXT. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Cameron Grimes.
Straight to the moon.
So you don't think that you think it's too soon for Candice? Because I don't know. I feel like we already established that we had the guy or the person dressed in the Scream mask help Johnny win. Whomever that is, I have no idea who that is.
I think it's both of them. I think it's what's her name? Irie.
Yeah, the one who sent them the TV.
Yeah, Irie or Indy Blackheart? No, Indy
Hardwell.
Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
In the mask?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing Austin Theory after what happened last week.
Him saying he quit?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's Austin. This is like Johnny said, take him on his wing, like, come be part of the family. You'll be the son or somewhere, that shit. And they always talk about how young he is, too. Like, he's only 21, 22. I was like, oh, he can be teamed up with Johnny. He'd be like the son or like the nephew or some shit like that. So, and plus, I was looking at how big and buff the dude was, because at first I was like, is that Ciampa? Nah, Ciampa ain't that big. And I was like, might be Austin. So my guess is Austin right now.
Well, Ryan, we're gonna talk about that right now, because if there's War Games, if there's one thing that is just going to make me watch NXT live every week, it's Pat McAfee. And I'm not joking. This dude comes to the ring with the tag team champions and goes, here, I'm going to insult the crowd, and I'm going to tell you, here's my entire plan. And he laid it out perfectly. It wasn't very long. It didn't take forever. It got straight to the point. And out comes KOR, Kyle O'Reilly, and they're just talking shit to him the entire time. He gets in the ring, and who makes their reappearance in NXT proper but one Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight, looks like he's going to help Kyle O'Reilly? No, sir. Turns on that boy. And Pat McAfee's face, if you can see it, is priceless in this. It's great, guys. This is a great little faction. I do like that Pete Dunne. I don't know if you guys saw the no, he has not missed any gym time. I watched the tag match with him and Ilia Draganoff versus Valta and Alexander Wolf a couple of weeks back, and your dude's been at the gym. That's for sure. So, yeah, I think we're going to get War Games between Undisputed Era and this new faction. Are they called For the Brand? I don't know if that's what they're called, but whatever they're called. What do you guys think of Pete Dunne being a part of this faction? Makes a lot of sense if you ask me.
I think this is the perfect way to turn our boy Adam Cole baby face. This is the perfect way. I think Adam Cole has did his justice in NXT, and he has carried that flag as a heel and has put countless people over and has made more interesting matches in his time there than anybody else. And I know this isn't who's the greatest NXT champion, but God damn it, my vote is for Adam Cole. Baby. But this is the route you go. I said that after the Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee match at the Mania Takeover. That Adam Cole is that star. And now it's time for him to do things that real stars do and iconic stars do, like Hogan, like Austin, like Rock, like Cena, like Randy, whoever, Big Show, you name it, they've done it. They have wrestlers with they have wrestling matches with outside stars. Now Adam Cole is able to really cement that, because not only is he going to go against Pat McAfee, Oni Lorcan, and I'll always forget the other guy's name, and Pete Dunne, but they're going to go against each other in War Games.
War Games.
And it's going to be fantastic, because why? Pete Dunne is in the Yeezys, all jacked the hell up and beating the shit out and pulling the Seth Rollins, hitting people with chairs in their back after they step forward. And then on the mic, there is no better heel on the mic in WWE than Pat McAfee. That's just facts. So therefore, hey, Danny Burch, thank you, Matt. Even though you're a terrible Packers fan, thank you.
He's trying to help you out. Come on.
I don't care. He's a terrible Packers fan. He's a cheesehead. Go worry about not spoiling somewhere. That's why you lost today. Okay? Anyways.
0-8, baby. Here we come.
I'm sorry, Jet fans.
I don't give a fuck. I have the richest owner in the MLB now. Everything's great.
This is very true. You guys could buy a team like the Yankees and the Dodgers did. Congratulations.
Great.
We got all
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Great. It's not sports. But yes, this is great. I'm excited for it, man. And I think I texted the group right when Pat McAfee first picked up the mic against Adam Cole, and I was like, hey, this guy's the best heel they have, and they need to stick with it. And I can't wait to see, because now this is the demographic for it. Like, this is NXT's demographic. Pat McAfee is the head of that demographic. The college to the trail off millennials to Generation Z. That is what Pat McAfee's brand is. And this is what, let's see if it brings the eyes to it. Let's do it. Going up against AEW. Let's do it. I'm here for it.
Let's do it. Let's absolutely do it.
Low key, I remember it was at WrestleMania. We were talking about this. We talked about how they brought in the Gronk. They were like, why the fuck are you bringing the Gronk? It's like, if you want to bring somebody in who's like going to bring in that younger generation, be like, find a Logan Paul, find blah, 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 find someone with some media presence and all these different things. And we talked about that during WrestleMania. And what did WWE do? They listened to us again. And they went and got Pat McAfee, who's like coming in and doing the Lord's work and everything like that. And honestly, I thought that segment was amazing. Lord. Dunn was stomping him out in Yeezys, and fuck, that must have been a comfortable ass stomp. I was like, oh shit, it hurts, but it feels so good. What is that boost? Shit was fucking amazing. Pete Dunne looking fly as hell. And then after that, like, again, I love where this is going towards War Games. But the biggest thing was, as I watched this, to Nisa's point, but I also noticed, like, oh shit, this whole time we've been like, who are the faces? You need faces in this company. And holy shit, they can turn and make Undisputed Era face. They can have 3 faces, y'all. We get 3 faces out of this. We'll have Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and we're fucking good to go. So we can start 3 faces from there with the Undisputed Era, and it kind of be like how DX was during the 98 when they were face before they became heels and everything like that. But, without the sexism and misogyny, we'll just leave that part off the table. But, like, this shit could be dope. So all in all, I'm excited for it. I think this is dope, and I think it's really, really smart on their part.
Matthew, no, because I think it's very clear that WWE doesn't think of NXT as a third brand, and Gronkowski's too big of a name to be on NXT. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you keep your mainstream people in your mainstream shows. And I know you're talking about Raw earlier. I love the first 2 hours of Raw. This third hour is just trash. But yeah, keep your mainstream people on your mainstream shows. That's, when we get to SmackDown, I'll tell a story about that on SmackDown. But he wouldn't be at NXT. Right? They will boot his ass out. Boo! Get out of here.
All right, let's move on to just general WWE stuff. NXT not going to be a part of Survivor Series. And Ryan asks, "Do you think Survivor Series is going to be any good?" I think it might be, but I think it would be a hell of a lot better if we included NXT in it. And the weird thing that's happening is there is I don't want to put it in air quotes. There's a good reason why. I think. I don't even know if I think it's that good of a reason but anyway, WWE social media is literally doing hey, remember when NXT invaded SmackDown last year? How great was that? And it's like, but you're not putting them in. That led up. The end of that show was like, we're going to kick all your asses at Survivor Series. And now it's like, we're not doing that again. And it's a little disappointing because I think they do have the talent there that they could do all the three-way matches. Could you imagine Asuka, Banks, Io Shirai in a triple threat match?
Oh my gosh.
That would be so great. And I know, like, people are saying, well, that's why we're not good because they're going to do War Games. But people did double duty last year. War Games. They did do double duty. So, Neeson, I know you said, oh, I know why they're not doing it. So if you could shed some light on that, because I think I know. But this is overall disappointing, right?
Yes and no, because how many times are you going to go to the well? Right? Like, are they just going to invade again? Like, remember, this wasn't just NXT invading the main roster. The other rosters came to NXT. It was back and forth. It was the whole. So, and then on top of that, we're leaving out a key factor in that. What really, really, really made that hot was everybody was stuck in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So NXT they literally had an NXT show on SmackDown.
Shit was fucking amazing.
It was crazy.
It was
right?
so good. It was so good.
So and this is not the reason at first, but I would look at it as, okay, we can't top that because that was just circumstances that happened. If we try to rebook that, it's not going to come out great. So we can't do that again. So what can we do? Well, we can't do anything really, any major impact because there's no fans. So that pop and that surprise and that feel, that consistent pop and feel that we were getting last year, that, oh my God, there's Undisputed Era. Oh my God, there's Imperial. Oh my God, there's Rhea Ripley. Oh my God, they're coming through the back. Oh my God, there's Swerve. Isaiah Swerve Scott
It is
standing in the middle of the ring. Yeah. Oh my God, Pat McAfee is popping up from SmackDown and getting in the middle of the ring now. Like, it was lightning in a bottle that you can't script again, and it was also made because of fans. So you're not gonna have that. I do get them showing it because it's like, hey, we have this pay-per-view come up. We need to make people feel anything can happen, quote unquote. Let's use what we have in our database because we need people invested in it. I just think we're just suffering from another 2020 thing. I do think they could have just did the triple threat thing without invasion, but with that, you also now have more people mixed in. NXT people aren't getting as tested. NXT people have fans inside of CWC, inside the CWC arena. It's so much, and you don't want all that compound into one thing. So I think this is the safest bet.
Johnny, what do you think?
I feel you. Like, I am disappointed because, again, like when we talk about our dream matchup, when we all got excited last year, it was like it'd be Roman versus Finn versus Randy. Oh my! And to see that, and then we just talked about like Io versus like Sasha versus Asuka. But here's the thing, though, like in Io versus Sasha versus Asuka, who do you have to take the pinfall? And because again, they all got momentum going right now. They all got their own thing going right now. So like having the champion take the pinfall right there is kind of a hard deal. So I get that.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, though, but I would say though, like the things that we're thinking about today, because I agree. Because honestly, the thing about the 3-on-3 brand shit is like That's a lot of fucking planning. That's 15 people, and that shit had to move quickly because you've got to remember, even with the women's match last year, they just sent 2 people to the back of a fake injury, so the rest of the match could kind of flow, and then they came back at the end. And that's a lot of management, a lot of spots and whatnot. What I would have liked low-key to see is I would have liked to see NXT involved to some degree. Maybe hey, we're going to keep a 4th spot open. Kind of remember the Dream Team. They always kept a spot open for a college kid or whatever. It was hey, why don't you come along? Come play with the big boys. Come get this Olympic gold medal real quick. I'm Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley. I would like to see maybe 1 spot open on each team for an NXT star. That might have made things a little bit dope. That way they can still be involved to some degree. So yeah, but I am disappointed though. And then as far as Survivor Series goes, I was watching Raw this Monday night, and one thing that was disappointing is the fact that they're putting Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on there, but I'm like, can't y'all defend the fucking women's championships against 2 other brands? Because it is the inter-brand championship. Why are you on the Survivor Series team? Why are y'all not defending this title? And so that was kind of disappointing to me right there. But I will be real. At first, it was wrong. The next time, I was like, damn, this is kind of abuse. The 3rd time, I fucking laughed when Lana went through that table again. I'm sorry, that shit was hilarious. I was like, this shit's why?
6 times, right?
It's comical at this point. I'm like, gosh damn, why? All right, but sorry, go ahead, John.
I think if anything, you make a good point about the WWE women's tag team titles. If anything, I think that should be the only title maybe on that show that should be defended between the 3 brands, mainly because it's kind of a title right now, and I think that would actually make it feel a little more important.
I think to your point earlier when you said, "Oh, I'm sorry, this wasn't you." Sorry. I was on live with Justin earlier, and he was on there with Lars, and they were talking about how people they put random tag teams together, and they allow them to have longer runs than actual real tag teams. What's up?
Lars Sullivan?
No, come on. What? Rancid Lars.
Wait, really? Rancid Lars?
Yeah.
From Campbell, California, where I was born and raised?
Yep. And he talked about that. He talked about Hobbs, Will Hobbs. He talked about a lot of stuff. So all right,
anyway.
Yeah, APW, yeah. So anyways, he was saying, and they were talking about how they put random teams together and they get longer runs than the actual real tag teams in WWE. So I would say this. There are no real tag teams, female tag teams in WWE.
Nope.
So why put them together just to get beat again by Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler? Why, if you're trying to draw the story between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and then you're trying to figure out, you see them trying to figure out the women's division, and Survivor Series always messes up any storyline because you can't really continue a storyline because Survivor Series has its own theme. So right. I'm not upset with them, or I don't fault them for doing the 2 teams with the women and having them as captains of the Raw team and et cetera, because we honestly, as fans, we just need to get through Survivor Series. We're all looking toward, Ryan has a point. Are we going to see Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at TLC? Because that's what it's going to look like.
That's what it looks like.
Right? But that's the thing that I do like about Survivor Series, because it gives things a break. It allows a breath within, right now we're getting a Bayley and Sasha match, and then we're going to get Bayley versus Asuka. Then we're going to get Sasha versus Asuka, and then we can get a Bayley versus Sasha at TLC now, right? It allows that break and allows that time. So I think us as fans, we just need to start looking at Survivor Series like an all-star game, and not like an actual game or an important match. Look at it like it's an exhibition game. It's an all-star game.
There you go.
To be totally honest, I never count these 2 months. Between November and December with Royal Rumble coming up, because I know that's the road to WrestleMania, I'm like, y'all just trying to keep this shit together for right now. It's just just keep the boat afloat, and then after this, we're going to start the real stuff happening. So I do agree with you. These next 2 months, I'm expecting I don't expect much to happen in those regards.
Start counting TLC though. TLC has been an important pay-per-view.
I feel weird about TLC though, because I feel didn't it used to be around springtime?
You might be thinking of Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
think it's too, but I always felt like TLC was like during the summer or the spring, but maybe they moved it a while back. I'm just not used to it. But
I do feel like they moved one of them, but you could also just be everything has a ladder in it. So, Ryan, who's your third in this triple threat match? Because I don't know who it is. It's probably not going to be Jay, but we'll get to that in a minute here. We need to talk about somebody much like Shawn Michaels lost his smile. Matt Riddle has lost his first name. He will now only be known, and this is not a joke, by Riddle. That will be his name. Apparently, after the match with Sheamus, Vince McMahon said, "Goddamn, kid, you're really good. You should only have one name, though." That's probably not what happened, but I'm just going to assume that's what happened. And apparently they want him to be more serious is another thing I read. Clearly, we don't get the character of Matt Riddle. And once again, Bray Wyatt would be the third. Wait.
No.
Oh, he's talking about, Fiend and Randy Orton.
Randy and Drew McIntyre.
There you go. Okay. I could see that. But what? What do we what do we think of this?
I don't mind it. Like he said, people have been calling me Riddle my whole life.
Right.
And I think, man, we as wrestling fans are really trash, man. Like, we overreact to things that we don't need to overreact to. Like, why do we care? It's Riddle. So what? And Riddle. We call him Riddle. We say Riddle. We don't we don't all the time say Matt Riddle. Like, and that's an interesting name. Riddle is a lot more cooler than Matt. Like, it just
and is. It used to be Matthew Riddle.
Yeah, it's a lot more cooler than that. We know how many Matthews do we know? How many Matts do we know? But how many Riddles do you know? I
think the other thing that
Ax Enigma.
I think the other thing is, and Johnny, if you want to weigh in on this, I also think, like, at first it's like, why are we getting rid of his first name? But then again, they could have changed his name completely to Shorty G, who is now Chad Gable again. Thank God. But yeah, I mean, what do you think of this, Johnny? Are you fine with just him being called Riddle?
I mean, name changes are fine because, again, like, when you're trying to market it like anything, sometimes it works for the person's benefit. Like, in this situation, it's not a big deal to me because, like,
oh, sorry.
No, I said I got something to that. Yeah, go, but continue. I got something to that.
All right, but so, like, I'm not that bad with it. Like, I will be, like, I didn't like when they changed Buddy Murphy's name because I was like, that's unique. Buddy Murphy. It's like calling him Murphy feels kind of easy, but get it over Buddy Murphy was like, oh, that's kind of dope. But honestly, the thing that's getting me right now is I'm not really upset about that, but it's the fucking theme songs. Because at that Raw, we had that women's qualification match. Peyton Royce came. I was like, the fuck is this trash? And then Nikki came.
Nikki Cross. Like, holy shit, dude.
Trash. And then the new Blonde Bombshells came to. I was like, the fuck is this trash? It all sounds the same. I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, look, bring back CFO because one of the things that they did really well is they matched the music to the character's personality. So that way the music itself told you who this character was. But right now, it feels so fucking generic. Going back to when they changed, I'm name blanking right now. What's the big homie's name?
Aleister Black?
That too, but Glorious.
Keith Lee.
When they changed
no.
Glorious,
right?
No, Glory.
Bask in his glory.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's like, dude, stop. All this theme music just sounds terrible to me. And theme music is kind of one of these that brought me back when I came to NXT and saw what CFO was doing down there. I was like, this shit is fucking fire. And what they're doing right now, trash. Like, I'm sorry, the music does not tell me these people's personality. Peyton Royce's music does not tell you who our character is. That's the thing that's getting me most upset right now. But at least you had a point about somebody saying in the chat.
One, you need to take some more sips of that Dead Wish coffee. You used up all that.
Yeah.
You used up all that energy.
I went hard in the paint. Now I'm falling asleep.
Okay, so about this. What is it with WWE making wrestlers like Big E and Riddle be more serious? I would say this, guys. When it comes to storytelling, you need roller coasters. You need it. You need peaks and valleys. And the difference between AEW or just between just professional wrestling and sports entertainment is the storytelling. Now, Ken, I know that you're smart, and so I'm not going to talk to you like you're stupid, or like you're a Packers fan. But also, I'm gonna say that I honestly think it's to get the internet people riled up and to make us support that character even more as they are. Like, no, 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 you don't need to make Big E more serious. He's this. He's like, we don't need it. And then it's an easy trick. It's an easy way to get people riled up. It's an easy way to get people talking about said character, Riddle or Big E. Now, at the end of the day, it's up to them. I do think that their fire, like their comebacks, their in-ring stuff needs to be main event caliber. And right now, when you look at the main event, do you honestly see Matt Riddle beating Randy Orton for the
I was just
title?
going to say no.
No.
Anyone you would have said, I would have said no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, right? You don't. But do you even see Big E beating Roman Reigns for the title? Hell no. Like, because at the end of the day, the reason why Big E, the reason why Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns is because one, he was able to sell the shit out of getting his ass kicked to being a big guy, and two, his comebacks were fucking fire. Like, he fired up, he looked like a beast, and when he did that roar, that whole crowd was with him when he did that roar before the spear. And so I think we're looking at it as like, oh, they're just not letting them be themselves. They're looking at it as like, hey, we need to get you on this roller coaster because we need fans to ride with you. In order to ride with you, to really ride to main event status, because yeah, of course we like Big E, but if you want a title right now, we'd be like, yeah, this is weird. That's all, man.
I support you. I agree with you because the thing about it is that wrestlers need gears and they need a different modes to be in. Like, to use an analogy, think about like Dragon Ball Z. Goku's all like, I like to fight, yeah. But then when Frieza kills Krillin, it's like, motherfucker. He goes Super Saiyan. He changes modes. He's serious. Okay, fighting no more. Frieza's about to get that work. And and the thing about it is, though, for every wrestler, sometimes it happens naturally in the ring, and other times they got to book it for it to happen. Think about Kofi Kingston last year when he was in that, what's that shit? Gauntlet? What's that shit called? He was there. We had the
was the gauntlet match.
Thank you. And you think when AJ Styles came, he's like, look, dude, you're done. He's like, nah, man, nah. I've been here for over 10 years, 11 years, da-da-da-da-da. That was him being serious right there. So you knew him from the New Day cracking jokes or whatnot, but that was Kofi going Super Saiyan. And that was proved like, oh, I can challenge for the world title. I am
stupid.
I think a lot of people when they hear that the company wants to make somebody serious, they just think that they're going to turn everything else off. I think the in-ring might be a little more serious, but I can't really see Matt Riddle being like completely serious outside of the ring.
Yeah, look at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan has like those different modes. Because he was on Team Hell No to being the Yes movement to getting both belts. It's like he has those modes in him. You're just building the character. That's all you're doing. And Matt's still young in his career. We've seen the bro. We know he's chill. If we want to go get drinks or smoke out, we know we can go with Matt Riddle. But if we get in a fight against Randy Orton and Braun Strowman's like, I don't know if we got this, Matt. And now he needs to show that he can have that.
Yep, that's exactly what that is. And that's why I said it's up to the wrestlers, man. They could, because a lot of wrestlers, they could take it as, we've seen it with Shorty G and Chad Gable. Like, he said it on his interview with Corey Graves that he was like, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it gave me something to sink my teeth in. Like, so now he acts the roller coaster. His redemption, his comeback is like, man, I'm back to being Shorty G, and I'm about to remind people that I'm an Olympic wrestler, that I'm a legit badass, and that I'm about to fuck people's heads up. And I'm with it.
Yeah, because some wrestlers are good at doing it naturally. Like, you think about Kurt Angle, that motherfucker is talented. He came in as the big ass goof and everything like that, but then he became the wrestling machine who was like, I'll break your fucking ankle in the ring and stuff like that. And then he goes on later on, like having military competition with Brock Lesnar. But when he gets in the ring, he will bring the fucking work. Like, yeah, wrestlers just have to have gears to them. They just have to have those modes and you can shift it on and shift it off.
All right, let's move. Oh boy, Retribution. So I don't even know where to begin with this because during a match which Retribution ultimately lost again, Mia Yim's character, whose name I don't care to remember, no offense to Mia Yim because I love Mia Yim, but this ain't it. She gets up on the ring apron to distract the referee and then starts scratching and rolling around on the ground, and I think someone actually calls her Mia Yim. It was very weird, and I guess the original idea, which I'm glad someone said, hey, maybe don't say that. Yeah, Retribution is weird as fuck, and I don't get it anymore. They gotta rip the script up on that and figure it out. What do you make of this? Like, because she ended up saying I was possessed. So is this a fiend thing? Because there was no indication of that. I don't know.
That would be dope if it was. But we know it wasn't. And also, I think you hit me, Pingo, and said, hit us and said, yeah, they heard you last week talking about how good Ali and Mia Yim look.
Yeah, didn't they?
And they said, can't have that. Let's have her scratching her skin off.
And then just starts rolling around in the ring. It was the weirdest thing.
Why are you rolling around in the ring?
It was the weirdest thing. And I just, man, they just fucked this up from the beginning. It's just been so bad. And I mean, them losing all the time, I think Ali was like, yes, even when it's not an exact quote. It was something like, even when we lose, we still win. And I'm like, no, dude, that's not how it works. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. Could you make Retribution more serious? Yes. Why aren't they doing it with that? We're having a guy that's wearing a paper plate man. Yeah. Put F in the chat to pay respects to Retribution because this shit is dead in the water.
See, I'm actually interested in that low key because, like, when all this went down, well, first off, I do feel it's kind of dying because, as you guys know, I watch it on Hulu. That shit was not on Hulu. That shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that shit anywhere.
That shit out. I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on? And then
put on everything.
Huh?
Oh no.
Wow. And then the thing about it was though is that when I went back and watched it, I was like, okay, possession, blah blah blah. The thing about it is though, when I was looking, I was like, wait, like you got a Retribution mask? Wait, y'all got a fucking shirt and made a symbol? Y'all motherfuckers got merch?
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
they got those contracts.
Yeah, exactly. So low key, I'm kind of wondering right now because, like, I saw some pictures of people like dressed up as Halloween. I know this is a small group of people, but like the fact they got merch, I'm like, are you motherfuckers low key getting over with some fan base we don't know about? But again, tomorrow night, Ali is saying that they're gonna. He said you've doubted us and you keep doubting us, but tomorrow we're gonna prove you wrong. I doubt it. I highly fucking doubt it.
I don't think so.
But apparently they're doing something tomorrow night, so we'll see. But these motherfuckers got merch, and so something must be moving.
Take off your masks. Just go by your real names and start winning matches, please. All right, let's move on to.
I'm here looking for their. I'm just here looking for their merch actually right now to see their page.
It's probably been deleted already from the.
Yeah, like they all got the face mask that had the R on it, and it's like the American like the flag and some shit like that. And then he's got a shirt. He was at the Retribution on there, so. Look for the mask first. The mask might be the only thing they got out right now.
All right. So let's move on to SmackDown. Sasha, new NXT, or oh my goodness, new SmackDown Women's Champion. My bad. Sorry. And Bayley getting her rematch this week. Do you guys, do you think this is because they want to just get it out of the way because they want them both on the SmackDown Women's team? Or why do you think we're going back to this at not a pay-per-view?
Well, they won't be both on the SmackDown Women's team because it's already announced that Sasha versus Asuka or Bayley versus
That's
Asuka
right.
whoever wins.
That's right.
I think we're going back to it to move on from it, to give it a break, and so we could come back to it at TLC, and to let it breathe at, again, I said, like, it's like the All-Star game, right? At Survivor Series. So you have the second match there at SmackDown. You boost the ratings. They had a match of the year candidate. So now you put that on Friday Night SmackDown. You hit those ratings where everybody could see it, because when I tell you, I'm in these Facebook groups with people that don't watch wrestling at all, and they're screenshotting. Somebody screenshotted today, like, who are these guys and why are they on my TV on Friday nights? And it was the Street Profits, right? So they don't know nothing about wrestling, but it's when you put, imagine Sasha and Bailey having a bar burner of a fucking match, and somebody just happens to turn on Fox.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit. Like, all right, what is this? Right.
So sorry, what you're saying is they wouldn't put this women's match on just an exclusive YouTube only show?
Oh, absolutely not, because they care about their women's division.
Oh, okay. I was just double checking.
Yeah. No. And when you say, the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the cell, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and now the leader, Sasha Banks. I'm just helping you out. You got to say it all like that. It's a list. It's a list of things.
Two things to get out to is she's queen of the cell now. I was like, wait, what?
Queen of the cell. Queen of the cell. She has deemed it as such, and she deserves it as such, because all the cell matches she has been in have been dope. Even when she couldn't go through a table with Charlotte, it was still a damn good match.
Yeah.
She keeps her body weight low. That's not her fault. That's just physics.
Charlotte gonna crack. Or I'm sorry, not Charlotte. Sasha Banks gonna crack my top 10 before the end of the year. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, because
I don't know what that means.
It means, how do you not have her at your top 10 now? Because you have Kuroshita higher, right?
No, I don't. No.
I thought you had her higher.
No.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me just double check that.
I could have sworn you had her higher, because I was like, how can you have Ashita higher when she's only been on, like, what, 5 episodes as a champion?
I have Hikaru Shida at 28 right now. Sasha Banks is at 11. She's my top-rated woman of the year.
So, John, your list is mixed, right? Mixed gender?
Yes.
If you did just a gender... Oh, so if it was just women, she'd be number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's kind of close with someone from Stardom. But...
Ooh, think from a mathematical standpoint, I'll talk to you afterwards, because it's like, could you do something? Because given the fact that women aren't given the amount of opportunities, you could low-key weight some of their things more. And then if you did the equation that way,
I could look into that, but I feel like that would take me way too long.
There's no words.
And so here's a two-parter that Matthew actually answered for me.
I will.
Matthew answered it perfectly for me. Hopefully, never. We don't need Charlotte.
Matthew, just like the, it's never, just like the amount of titles that any of your teams are going to get.
Wow.
You came at Sasha Banks. I seen this. You think I wasn't going to see this? You thought in my eyes wasn't going to see this? Matthew, you thought that? Oh, no, I seen it. I synced it. And I'm coming for your head, Mr. Cheese Man. I'm coming for your head, Mr.
All right.
Cheese Man.
We got one more thing. Let's just
what
did you say? Okay, you said
we got one more thing here. All right. So we had a qualifying match for the SmackDown Survivor Series team between Jey Uso and Daniel Bryan. Jey Uso ultimately wins this match, and Roman Reigns is watching at ringside the entire time, and Roman kind of just looking at him here, and Jey is on the attack, and this actually looked a lot more painful for Jey than it did for Daniel Bryan, but he tells him he's the head of the table, and it looks like we're forming a little faction here. So what do we think of Jay finally just giving in?
Guys. Did you guys watch this? Did you guys watch SmackDown's top segment in the last segment?
I watched the highlights of that match.
Disrespectful.
Do you watch Walter Ilia Draganoff?
I did.
Okay. All right.
Because everybody talked about it, so I was like, let me go watch this. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. That story. This is if Vince McMahon if he gets his jollies off of anything, it's goddamn telling an amazing soap opera story, and that's what they're telling. Because that opening promo they did, my God, Roman Reigns is out of here within the next year and a half. Period. Like, he's gone. Like, his acting shot, he's done. He got his teeth fixed. He's an action hero. It's a wrap. He can actually act. It's done. But Jey Uso, man, he gave a if you guys ever been a little brother or been a big brother, and you understand that he was just like, nah, man, I hate you. And by the end, he was like, and Roman was like, man, but I love you. And like, pet his head and walked away. And then at the end of it, you have, I understand now. And he didn't want to. He's battling with it this whole time. And the fate, like, the emotions are there. And he beats the shit out of Daniel. And he beats the shit out of Daniel Bryan.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He actually, like, lays it in. And it just shows, like, yo, these guys can actually go. And then he does that frog splash from the corner to the table, and actually looks like he hit his nuts. And you could tell he looked like he hit his nuts or inner thigh, because he gets up and he's holding himself. And he's like, oh shit, I'm on camera. And then he has to sit down at the end of the segment, but he's so mindful enough to keep saying it, like, I get it now. I get, like, just on a storytelling level, and talking about threads and shows, and we're talking about multi-layered things and bringing realists to wrestling. This is it. This is it. And man, I can't wait. It is so many layers that they can actually use to get to Mania, to get to Rock versus Roman, and we're just scratching the surface. I don't understand how they didn't see all this coming. Maybe because they didn't believe in Jey, because Jey was supposed to be a one-time thing. But
yeah, he's maximizing his minutes for sure.
Oh man, I'm waiting for it. It's beautiful. I suggest you guys go back and watch it, please. Like, just go.
I will for sure check it out.
I mean, to be real, like, I've been watching, like, this past few weeks, everything like that, and I love everything they're doing, everything in the shine. But the thing about it is, though, my only message to WWE is, just don't fuck it up. Just don't fuck it up. Like, we low-key called this. We were like, oh, he'll beat Jey, and Jey will join him, and then boom, they'll got this faction going. They'll kind of keep going for there. So as long as they just keep doing it and let the story tell itself naturally, just don't fuck it up. It writes itself. You've got a lot of things you can do, to Nisa's point, but the thing about it is just don't fuck it up. It's great storytelling. Roman's the best he's ever been. People are actually behind him now the way that he should be, and everything's hitting. So here's the thing, just don't fuck it up.
And here's something great they can do. Obviously, these two are on the same page now. It's a very simple thing. Whomever Roman is feuding with at the time that Jimmy is ready to come back, you could just do the fake Jimmy's coming to help the opponent, and then he just super kicks him in the back of the head, calls him an idiot. Why you think I'd go against my family? Then they just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But see, we forget the wrinkle in this whole thing. Naomi is on Raw. Married couples are staying on the same brand.
So you think they'll split them?
I think we're gonna get Jimmy versus Jey at WrestleMania.
Okay, I would be fine with that.
I think because you saw that only reason he quit, he said it. If you guys watched the promo, he said only reason he quit is because he knew that it'd be the one person that I would say that for, and that was for Jimmy. That was it. It wasn't because of him. He didn't do it. It was because of Jimmy. And so I think when Jimmy's actually returned from his injury, because people forget, like, he is super injured, and he's not taking bumps. He's doing nothing that'll cause any explosions on that knee. he won't be back until January or February.
That's
So
what I
I
was
think.
Are you
said
sure?
What?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, when is he like legit? He's supposed to come back January, February?
Yeah, so they say he's supposed to come back January, February. He just started rehab last month. Like actual like rehab, like moving the knees and stuff. So that's why he's able to like walk and do stuff like that. So yeah, man, I think we're getting Roman. I think we're getting Roman versus Rock and Jey versus Jimmy. But look, it's no way they can fuck it up. Like, it's really no way. Like, Paul Heyman is being used as a prop. Like, he's not even being used as, like, he's just used as
he's just there.
He's just used as a reminder that, oh yeah, Roman is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible. It's great. Man, please, I suggest you guys, people in the chat, if you haven't watched it, please watch that opening promo. And I just felt the theme throughout SmackDown they should have called it SmackDown Family Feud.
Oh boy, great. All right, I think we have gone dangerously over time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
There's one thing I do want to say, and I did kind of bring it up half-heartedly. If you guys have the WWE Network and you have not watched Valta versus Ilia Draganoff yet, you need to go watch two men beat the shit out of each other, because it is unbelievable. I watched it last night and I was like, this is insane. This is an insane match. Match of the year candidate for sure. Definitely go check it out. It's from NXT UK. The latest episode they just aired, and honestly, I might start watching that product a lot more because it looks like they're doing a lot of good stuff over there. They have A Kid, which is his wrestling name. He's really good as well. I'm excited to see what they do with him. And they have Rampage Jackson coming over. Finally, I don't know what the deal was with that. Anyway, they're doing interesting stuff over there. And they got Nigel McGuinness, and I kind of miss him doing commentary for NXT proper, so might check it out. Do you guys have anything to plug? All of our social medias are right here, guys, in the chat if you want to follow us. Well, actually, except for Johnny, but Nisa, do you got anything to plug?
Man, same as usual. Just go ahead and follow me and Stay Fly Live. New episodes of Intercession, I believe, dropped this week. I think I said November 4th. Also, vote. Guys, just vote. That's all I gotta say. Vote. Please. Vote. I beg you. Vote.
Johnny, what do you got?
Same thing. Again, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, absolutely.
And most important thing is this week is coming. Get out there and vote. Be safe. A lot of places have still like early voting, so you can go tomorrow and vote. You can go Tuesday and vote, but Tuesday line's gonna be a lot longer. So if you can, try to get in early as possible. A lot of states have to cut off for those mail-in ballots. Some states are giving extensions, but even that's being fought in courts right now. So just be safe. Get that bad boy postmark in the mail by November 3rd, because again, we need to like vote, make our voices heard, and try to make things better.
Or just drop it off in an official ballot box.
Yeah,
so they get counted. You don't have to mail it in. Don't just drop it off in a ballot box. Those get counted at the end of day.
There you go. My message is also, please, for the love of God, vote. Just do it. I mean, if you have work, tell them, hey, I got to vote, and they, I believe, actually have to let you go vote. I think that's a real thing. I have Tuesday off. I'm excited, but anyway.
Tuesday.
I have a podcast, Tornado Tag Radio, but I didn't record one this week because AEW was such a pile of dog shit that I was so mad and I didn't record. So this is fine. That's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you were new, first time checking us out, I don't normally yell as much on the show. Sorry if you were wearing headphones during that. I apologize, but the truth had to be told. All right, guys. So Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that #ShowTV, twitch.tv/that#show. But most importantly, guys, that#show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week.
Miss you, Tegan.